Hey everybody, it's me. I survived. You're welcome, by the way. I'm going to be shuffling my cards on my yoga blanket, which is really it's a Mexican blanket. It's what I use for a yoga mat. Because this you can stick it in the wash. So, I had my Smith cake. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I waited and waited because, first of all, it's always better the next day. Second of all, I wanted to make sure I was present when I ate it. It's a 9-layer cake, very tasty. If you don't know, it is the official dessert of Maryland. So, look at that. You're learning stuff. Oh yeah. I am ashamed. Well, if I had any dignity, I would be ashamed to admit that I'm still wearing the shirt that I wore last night and I wore the night before. It's a nice shirt. Today we've added a bit of the Cracker Barrel down the front for a little bit of a birthday breakfast this morning, courtesy of Goat. And I decided to tell you about it instead of changing my shirt and acting like I'm somebody I'm not. How about that? Some integrity. Anyway, I did manage to put lotion on my ashy ass elbows, although I don't really think it's helping that much. Here we are. I've spent a good, I don't write by hand very often. This was painful. I spent a good, I would say 2 hours, 3 hours, lovingly handwriting all of the thingies from this to these. This is just what's happening. As I was writing, I thought about the possible bias. Listen, I'm not, this isn't a judgment or any sort of shade on anyone who may or may not be reading their cards from a place of bias. First of all humans have bias. So this isn't something like somehow I've cornered the truth market and the rest of you are a bunch of idiots. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I'm getting back into this, so I was looking at more read-ins, I was watching more videos today, and I just wonder if you had that same exact read-in and a completely different person sitting in front of it, like what would be the, like how would they interpret those results? And that's, I'm not casting any sort of aspersion onto the people that were reading. Okay, I'm just, I'm kind of a detective, investigative type data collection person. So to me, it's just data. It doesn't mean that anybody is, faking the funk or, a big fat con artist or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. It's just a question I had, and I'm really interested in that. So I'm going to pursue that line of questioning, maybe see if there's been any sort of scientific data gathered about, things that are used to shed light or clarity, like any sort of external tools. I'm just curious if they've ever been studied from the point of, like, how biased is the person? Like, could another person come up with a completely different story from the cards? Or would they get a whole different set of cards? Like, I'm kind of interested. I'm sorry. I am. We're just going to shuffle on the blanket. I guess I need to get it together. I'm just shuffling on the blanket, so really what I could do is just this. I was doing the video from last night, and that was kind of hard to listen to be honest. But I decided to leave it on there. I kind of miss the days where people are just unabashedly uploading content without slick lighting or, you know, not overproduced, but I'm saying highly produced. Like, I swear, and maybe I think I'll link to it in my description of this video. The best video I've ever seen on YouTube. You know what? I'll just link to it. But basically, in sum, this dude runs around with his parakeet on his shoulder, which doesn't stay there. Running around his apartment, talking about how he's being chased by a giant turd. And somebody had put like a big fat turd animation. That, honestly, I've seen that thing 100 times and it never fails to kill me. So we're shuffling. I figured out not to talk while we're shuffling. Also figured out that nobody likes the banging on the table, mostly because I didn't like the banging on the table. Like, what is this, a 1980s karate movie? Like, calm down. And then I wondered this other, you know what, I'm just going to say it, I don't care. I was wondering if anybody thought to do like an entire... As I was writing all these descriptions, I realized, like, has anyone ever thought to put like hip-hop artists in there in the place of, you know, like, who would be a really scary one? You know, you could put Suge Knight in there for maybe the Nine of Swords or something. And no disrespect. I just, you know, it's one of my personal beliefs that everybody has a role to play. And all roles have value. Even the really scary ones sometimes. I also have an undying faith in the Lords of Chaos. Because we love a rut. We love to just do the same thing over and over. And a lot of times, we don't really grow when everything's shiny and happy. There's not a lot of growth that takes place there. I don't think. This is my opinion. So you need chaos to come in and just stir things up. Sometimes a music industry needs a Suge Knight. You know? Yes, he was scary and terrifying. And who knows? Who knows about those business dealings? But I do know this, that the music industry never would have been what it is today without Suge Knight, Mr. Knight. And no, I don't agree with violence. I'm just saying, you know, he would make for a pretty impressive tarot card review. $50 could be like the Ace of Swords. Alright, today we're going to read, we're going to do the interview question again. Basically, it's not really an interview. It's, but I feel like the interview because I'm asking the same question over and over again. I feel like I'm asking the same question, the equivalent of like, where do you want to be in 5 years? That job interview question. The questions I ask when I got this deck. What were A, like, are we going to be able to collaborate? And B, like, what do I need to make that happen? Because to me, like, these tools and stuff, these are tools. These are not the source of the, the computer is nothing without the keyboard. Like, you can't use the computer unless you have the keyboard. And that's how I see tarot cards and any other tools of divination or whatever. So I'm going to ask who are you? Who are you? Identify yourself. Wheel of Fortune. It was like sideways. Do we have a... What does sideways mean? I'm gonna... What should I do? Let's just look at both of them. Yeah, that's right. I got my index cards. Superficial vision, outlandish expectations is reversed, so that's probably the right answer. As you can tell, I've never really fit in with the magical community or whatever. Mostly because they seem more elevated to me. It doesn't mean that they're better than me or worse than me. It means that they're in a different headspace and they kind of don't really work with negativity anymore. And me, like, I'd rather stay down here in the shit and, like, help throw people over the wall, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I am comfortable with negativity. It doesn't really harm me because I either channel it or I transform it into something else, so I don't avoid it. I do avoid people who tend to, like, nitpick and criticize and just, like... But now because they're hurting me, they're not hurting me. It's because it's a waste of my time and it's exhausting. So I guess in that way. But it's not because I'm trying to protect my precious life force or anything. I guess I don't run from anything that is what others would be considered dark. I'm just like, listen, just learn to work with it and then it can't bother you after that. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. Just for funsies. Let's look and see what that is. Well, this is way less embarrassing than, like, picking through a brochure that came with the cards. Oh, wait, we got this the other night. A responsible and hardworking man, he has acquired sufficient skills to be of service. Is that me? We don't know. We're just going to ask. We're going to say, will this be a good collaboration? You and me working together, buddy. Me and you. Me and you. We'll just pick one. I'm really getting into the one card picks. Me and you. This guy. Who are you? What's this? Nine of Pentacles. Alrighty. We're doing Pentacles today. That's cool. You know, This one I had to write like 10 times because I can't stand to have like one little smudge. One content with financial success and outward accomplishments. Goody. Sounds promising. My next question is going to be, what do I need to do to make sure that you and I just like with a person, just like when I start working with somebody, try to figure out what their thingy is, their little what they're about, and then I try to figure out how to work with that. How can we collaborate, you beautiful deck? Oh my goodness. Well, let's try not breaking them in half. That might be... beautiful. I think I'm just making an excuse to shuffle cards all day. That's what I'm thinking. What can I do? What can I do? Why do I want that one that's stuck there? What can I do? Okay, well, I feel like the deck just told me to suck it. Like we know what that is, but we're gonna read it anyway for funsies. I feel kind of like congested. Blindness, weakness, submission to evil forces. Ooh. So I guess if I submit, we'll get along just fine. And that's what I mean by this thing. It feels like, I feel like we need to keep working together. I don't... Oh, also, I don't freak out when I see stuff like the devil or death. Everything is permitted. It could be tarot isn't my thing. Maybe I, do something else. I always wanted to learn how to do Japanese watercolor. Okay, let's do a question I saw, and normally I wouldn't do this because it does involve politics a bit. How about we do... No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. What we can do is update. It's been a whole day. I'm sure in a life like Cardi B's, a whole day could be... that could be like a whole lifetime, really. You know what? I can't find the offset card, and I don't know why that is. Oh, they're stuck together. Well, maybe they patched up. Alright, why don't we just do an update on Cardi B and Offset? That's something we can track for... And then I'm going to be done with this after this, because I really need to go to bed. Current mindset of Cardi B. She came out this week. She said, well, I saw the story in the news. That doesn't mean that's when it happened. It's the only tricky thing about celebrities is they're not going to just give up. They're not calling the places on the phone to be like, oh, guess what? It's usually because somebody asked them, a couple days after they saw an Instagram post or whatever. They have to go through their publicist, I guess, right? Have them filter out whatever. Well, let's just see how Cardi and Offset are feeling today. Just for funsies. Let's see. Uh-oh. Who are you? Ace of Swords. Is that good? A triumphant conquest, great power or force. I'm sticking you back in. It's not like we don't have a documented record of this. Alright, Cardi B. What are you thinking, lady? What is on your mind? Six of Swords. Just for fun, that's just it. A smooth passage from difficulties. Is that what's happening with you guys? That'd be nice. I mean, difficulties are great because they teach you something, but if I had my wish, I would have a grief redistribution program where the misery, because I feel like some people suffer way too much and some don't suffer nearly enough. And there's plenty to go around. I'm just saying, sign up for a shift or two. It's not going to kill you. Probably end up strengthening your character. Take the weight off the people that are carrying it all the time, just for a while. Like a month. What's that to a 35-year-old? A month goes by in a blink of an eye. To a 50-year-old, it's like that month might as well be a good night of sleep. All right. Or the length of one prostate exam. Cardi. Those nails. I will never understand how people with super long nails get anything done. Like, I'm at these and I feel like they could get caught in the car door at any time. That's a skill. Cardi, what are you thinking? What's going on today? Man, I'm going to get a cease and desist lawyer from them. I know it. What is this? What is this, man? And, we just drew it from me, but one content with financial success and outward accomplishments. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Today was a better day. Saturdays can be like that. All right, Mr. Man. What have you? I like this yoga blanket. I feel like it's more ergonomic. Also, for some reason, it makes my hands look less purple. So that's awesome. I'm part albino cave lizard. All right. Offset. What are you thinking about, man? What are you, relieved? Are you scared? Are you angry? What's trying to get it together? You thinking about some marriage counseling? What's going on? What you doing? All right, then. Let's see what we got this time. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. Page of Swords. Hold fast. Let's not make any assumptions. A youth engaged in observing the principles of power. Well, that's good, because if it was reversed, it would have been treachery, disloyalty, and sickness. So that's not bad. Oh, I didn't write down cardies. But I remember what it was. Because I got the damn thing twice. Okay, she's 9. I feel like maybe I should just check on our this lovely couple every single day. Because what I did want to, but I already, and then there was already an outcome. So I was thinking about reading the thing with Ice Cube and the Platinum Plan. But like, I knew that. He came out and explained it. I already knew that. Like, I had assumed that. I'm not saying I know the man, but I assumed what he, how he explained it. I was like, yeah, like, did you actually have to explain that to people? Like, because that was my guess. All right, you know what? I'm down here. I got Cracker Barrel gravy on my front shirt. Probably going to have to take a shower and change my shirt tonight. Let's just do one more. If this sucks, I'll just cut it. Kidding. Probably going to leave it in. I like this so much. I have to get up super early so I can be doing some kettlebell tomorrow morning. Followed by some boxing. I have like a standalone boxing, what have yous. Gotta get some of this tension out of my shoulders and just myself. I encourage everyone to get off their ass and move around. Not because of bikini season, not because of, I don't know. Oh, dude, we can't just go running around with this guy out. I was going to make a really crude joke. Especially when it's really stressful, like stressful times. Man, forget about aesthetics and all that other crap. Just get up and move around. Get some of those stress hormones out of your system. I don't care what it's doing. I don't care. Just, help yourself. Help yourself. Not everything has to be an hour-long workout. You can go up and down the same stair for like 5 minutes and you'd be pacing 90% of America. Just try it and see if it feels better. Something verifiable. Something non-political. Honestly, I can't think of anything. I'm just, you know what? We're not going to do this. Let me just do one more reading for myself, and then I'll shut up, and then we'll be done. Hey, you know what'd be fun? Why don't we find out where I am spiritually? Why don't we find that out? Why don't we just take a gander? I see you hiding back there, and I don't like it. Three of Swords. Why are all the cards upright this time? Sorrow, delay, and disappointment. One who chooses power over emotion. That's kind of legit. Much like a lot of other people in the world, it's been a very rough 2 months. That's legit. That's legit. We had a couple die. One of them went last November, and the other one went this August. Like I said, didn't really want to be apart. And they're shopping somewhere. I just know it. I think the one actually struck some kind of deal with the Reaper to go swing down and get the other one, just because he didn't want to be alone. Actually, neither one of them did. It's just one of those things where less than a year later, the other one goes. But happy for them. Glad we appreciated them while they were around. But man, there's something about knowing you'll never see somebody again in this lifetime. I don't have to explain grief. That's something everyone knows. Anyway, all right. Well, I think that's not bad. I think we'll just end it here. And then I'm gonna watch this video to see how much better this sounds with my yoga mat. I don't like calling it a mat. It's obviously not a mat. My Mexican blanket here, La Raza. All right, you guys have a good night or whatever it is while you're watching this, and I will shout at you tomorrow probably if you're around and you can be bothered.